It's Brian Preston, the Money Guy.
Brian, this first question is from Erica. Erica says, I have a large lump sum, around $300,000, that I've been dollar cost averaging into the market, and I still have about $100,000 to go. The S&P is down a little over 4% from all-time highs and could be down even more when I invest this month's payment. My question is, in times of market volatility, should I accelerate and put everything in? Should I pause my dollar cost averaging and wait and see what the market does? Or should I just go ahead and pull the 300,000 of the market out and wait for a correction? If it's already down 4, that means it's going to keep going down.
This is a great question. And by the way, it's very timely in the fact that I got a call just yesterday from one of what I consider my ground floor first clients ever. He has a company with lots of employees. They do all kind of unique structures for funding, employer funded, very generous company. And he was like, hey, I see the market's down. Should I go ahead and fast forward the employer match for the third quarter instead of waiting? Typically we do it a few weeks after we get the next quarter. And I was like, well, look, here's the thing is I was like, when you have markets that volatility starts seeping in, I think this year's kind of been surprising to me. Lots of big news articles and other things, but there really hasn't been a ton of volatility in 2021. So I think the fact that we had a day where the market was down several hundred points, people are like, oh, the financial mutants, and you wake up and you're like, I want to go throw some money at that. I always tell people, look, be patient. Don't do anything different behaviorally for a 2-3% day. What you're really paying attention to is what happens over a period of time. And when I think you can be opportunistic with your dollar cost averaging plans when you start seeing bigger movements. And let me give you a case in point on this, is that an example, 10%, I'm kind of perking up a little bit. I'm paying attention, and maybe I am saying, hey, maybe I do accelerate, put a little bit extra in this month's dollar cost average. And without a doubt, but it would still need to feel like some trends were going to happen that this was where it was at, because the real opportunity, and this is the one you want to kind of set your clock to, is once the market hits bear market status, it loses 20%. And if you're part of a dollar cost averaging plan, once it loses 20%, every day that the market has another percent or 2% drop, because these things, bad news usually follows together, there's nothing wrong with you accelerating investments into those periods. So pay attention once you cross 20%, and then consider accelerating monthly contributions every time the market loses 2%. There's been a lot of research. I did that with Fritz at Retirement Manifesto. And you can really turbocharge your long-term returns, because there's a lot of history in the fact that when markets are down 20%, from a valuation standpoint, you're getting access to some of the best dollars when it comes to investing.
The only thing I would add to that is, to thine own self be true. Know who you are when it comes to investing. The reason that we even do dollar cost averaging anyways is so that we can remove emotion from the equation.
True.
If you're someone who thinks, oh man, I'm going to be watching the market every day and I'm trying to decide, do I buy at 9 a.m. or do I buy at 2 p.m.? If that's going to drive you crazy, maybe don't even try to get cute with it. Yeah, there are certainly things you can see. If the market's down 10%, 20%, you can do sort of an accelerating dollar cost averaging. But if it's something where it's going to cause you to potentially make poor decisions when it comes to how you're doing your investment portfolio, there's nothing wrong with just dollar cost averaging a fixed amount over a fixed period of time, because then you remove all the emotion. It's sort of this set it and forget it, don't look at it. You're still going to be fine 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now. So don't allow yourself to get so creative and so dialed in that it causes you to over-focus and become over-controlled by what's supposed to be something that removes the emotion from the equation.
I think that is a solid point. What is the why on why you even have a dollar cost averaging plan? If it's because you're a person who's skittish, then yeah, I think probably a setting and forgetting it is a smart move. If you're more of a technician, financial mutant type, that you look at this as opportunity. So definitely you nailed it with know your why, know who you are, and what's going on with the investment, so you can figure out where you are on that throttle of taking advantage of dynamic dollar cost averaging.
Love it.